Good afternoon. This is Mike Walsh. I'm the mayor for the town of East Hartford, and these are the answers to the Ask the Mayor questions that we received in the last week. Question number 76 comes from Sue, and it says, are there going to be fireworks this year? The fireworks were the highlight of the year in East Hartford. And my sad answer to Sue is no. There will not be fireworks on the banks of the river in East Hartford or Hartford. And it's less about cost, which once upon a time we were worried about, and it's more about safety. When I got elected in November, one of the first questions I asked Riverfront Recapture is, how quickly are we going to bring the fireworks back to the river? And the answer from Riverfront Recapture was the same one that I just gave you. It's less about the money. They do have the time, they do have the initiative to raise the money, but we were putting hundreds of thousands of people on the banks of each sides of the river, and it just became a matter of safety. So that one kind of unfortunately collapsed under its own weight. And again, very sad to say, no fireworks on the banks of the river. On a happier note, I received from Ted Fradel, who's our Parks and Recreation Director, a reminder that for people who are looking for something to do, and this is a sometimes complaint I get on social media, there's nothing to do in East Hartford. Ted reminds us first that swim lessons begin on Monday, June 26th. But more importantly, Sounds of Summer concert series. That starts on the banks of the river. It's this Thursday, 6 p.m., Great River Park. The band is Shaded Soul. That band is run by Renee Prescott. Excellent band, host of different music. If you can get out to the banks of the river this Thursday, you'll get a great performance by Shaded Soul. Also, we have a car show. Spectators and car enthusiasts are invited to the Cruise in East Hartford Car Show, Saturday, July 16th, 2022, from 1 to 4 p.m. And they're back at Sunset Ridge Middle School, 450 Forbes Street. Now, if you're a senior, some activities going on at the Senior Center. Number one, there'll be a wellness clinic. That's today, Wednesday, June 22nd, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Entertainment is held every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Bingo every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. In movies are, Mondays are movie matinee at 1 p.m., and I think that includes popcorn. So again, while we won't be having fireworks, we have a lot of other activities, so consult your Parks and Recreation website for that information. Moving on to question or submission number 77, it comes from Snailty, and I think that's their email address. And it says, the town's website mentions that changes will be coming to the bulky waste program this summer, but now the time has come to renew permits and the program remains the same. Are there still more changes to come? The way it is now does not work well for our town. And I agree. Now, this is a carefully worded answer because as we speak, the town council is still deliberating. But let me break it down into two components. The first one is municipal solid waste. That's the truck that comes to your house that picks up on your trash day your green barrel. That has been subcontracted out to a company called All American Waste out of South Windsor. Your recycling will not change, so now we're only talking about municipal solid waste. Instead of town employees picking it up with town vehicles, we have negotiated a contract where our town employees will step back, there will be no layoffs, we'll hand the keys to the vehicles over to All American Waste, who will purchase those for about $500,000 from the town of East Hartford. And beginning July 1, there will be All American Waste employees in All American Waste trucks picking up our green barrels moving forward. Now let's talk about bulky waste. There are two ways you could have bulky waste disposed of. One is a pickup at your house. And effective July 1, All American Waste will begin picking up bulky waste at your house, provided that you call for an appointment. You will, as a single family residence, receive 2 free pickups a year, and All American Waste will track those. However, there's a little bit of a wrinkle. The town council is still thinking about what the fees should be if you show up to the transfer station. Generally speaking, the fees will be $10 for a reasonable carload, pickup truck load, trailer load of bulky waste material. But until the town council finalizes that and turns it into an ordinance, which may take up to a month, we are going to remain the same process. From July 1 to October 1, we will still be selling the bulky waste tickets. The tickets, my understanding is, and again, I want to put a big cautionary tale on this, the town council is still deliberating this. So what I explain here now is what I understand to be the case, but final deliberations may produce a final result. That's why we're saying stay tuned. But if I understand what the council's doing, they're going to sell tickets that can be used from July 1st to October 1st, and those tickets after October 1 will turn into basically $10 vouchers so that you can use them after. So nothing will be wasted. If you want to buy a ticket book because you must go to the transfer station, you can use those ticket books for the next 3 months. And if you have any extra tickets, each ticket will be worth a $10 voucher toward your next transfer station visit. If you don't have to use the transfer station, you don't have to buy tickets, and therefore you won't have any tickets down the road that have a $10 value. In fact, you'll just reach into your pocket if you use the transfer station and pull out $10 for, again, a reasonably sized load. So municipal solid waste is all locked down. Different drivers, same trucks, same bins. Bulky waste is a little bit different. Starting 7/1, outside company All-American picking it up. Call for an appointment, and we'll have that number on our website. But for people who must use the transfer station, you're still going to need the tickets for the next 3 months. And then after that, the tickets will retain the $10 value so that in future times you can simply visit the transfer station and use that. That being said, the second question that we received from Snailty is, when the town decided the old senior center on Canterbury Street no longer met the needs of our senior population, they decided to move the senior center and build a bigger structure. The senior center's thrift store was part of the original plan. It is no longer going to happen, or was put on hold due to the coronavirus pandemic. I know of many people that really enjoyed shopping at the new to you thrift store. Thank you for offering this forum for town residents to voice their questions and concerns. So I reached out to Vicki Liberator, and Vicki explained to me in both a long answer and short answer, and I'll only share the short answer. She says, Mike, simply put, the volunteers did not want to continue running the thrift store. So again, the new to you thrift store will not move forward, predominantly because of lack of volunteers. So that is question number 77, kind of two parts. And now question number 78. That comes from Lauren. And it says, how is the update for the Wickham Library going? And is there any opening time frame? And the answer is the construction of the addition to make the Wickham Library a satellite library, opening again on Burnside Avenue, seems to be slated for September 15th, 2022. That'll be substantial construction. I would imagine that we'll have some type of opening ceremony to that, a ribbon cutting, if you will. Provided the contractor is on time, I think we can use somewhere between September 15th and October 1st for that one. So thanks for Lauren for the question on the Wickham Library. Last but not least, I want to share a couple of things that I think you'll find of interest because I did. The first one is an update on the Safe Streets initiative that the East Hartford Police Department is running. Just 5 quick statistics. This is from April 1st to May 31st, 2022. That's the inception of the Safe Streets Initiative compared to the prior period last year. In terms of motor vehicle stops in the last 60 days, 1,552, up 42%. Verbal warnings issued, 268, 31% increase. Written warnings issued, 157, a 423% increase. Summons tickets that were issued, 265, a 65% increase. And then infractions issued, 885, a 31% increase. So kudos to the East Hartford Police Department. We are attempting to slow people down. If you recall, this Safe Street initiative was everything about speeding, stop sign violation, and reckless driving. So the infractions are up, but again, police can't be everywhere. Police aren't going to stop everybody simply because there's not enough time in a day. We need the community to slow down. We need the community to take pride in their community. Stop at stop signs for safety reasons, slow down, and concentrate on what you're doing. It becomes a safer community for us all. Last but not least, tax bills are going out in today's mail. You will probably see them by the weekend. I was given permission by Matt to take his house and his 3 vehicles and compare and contrast them this year to next year. And here's what we have. Matt lives on Driver Road. His house was previously valued, an assessment value, at $124,910. That at a 49.35 mill rate produces a $6,164 tax bill. However, through revaluation, Matt now has a house assessed at $162,090. That is a 30% increase. Matt's tax bill, as a result of it, with a 41 mill rate, goes up to $6,646, or a 7.8% increase, or $482. So remember that number. After all is said and done, the mill rate went from 49.35 to 41, and Matt's tax bill went up by $482. That's not great news, but let's talk about what happened with the car taxes and also what happened at the state level. So Matt has 3 vehicles, a 2020 Acura with a value of $7,110, and in this environment, the value of the cars are only going up. For this example, I use the same value. Matt paid $320 last year for his taxes. That goes down to $231, or an $89 savings on the Acura. Matt has a very large 2017 GMC Yukon. That has a value of $33,620. Not a lot of people in East Hartford have that value, but here's an illustrative value. Matt, at a 45 mil rate, paid $1,513 for that car. Under the new 32.4, I think it's 4.5 mil rate, $1,092, $421 of savings from this year compared to last year. Matt also has a very small tax bill because he was trading a car in. 2006 Ford F350, $2,337 assessment, $105 tax bill last year at a 45 mil rate. The new reduced mill rate is 32.45, or a $30 tax bill. Matt saves just in car taxes $540. That's more than his house went up. So Matt is looking at a $58 reduction by the time you take his increased home bill and reduce it with his 3 cars. Now Matt's a little bit of an anomaly because he has a very big Yukon pickup truck, but I want to explain there's a few other things that is happening on a statewide level. First off, there's a new $300 credit available to everybody for property taxes paid. So Matt's $58 savings just went to $358 because he'll be able to take that off of his Connecticut 1040, reducing his state liability. But also Matt has 2 children, so there's each a $250 child tax credit if he chooses to avail himself of it. So that's an additional $500. So this year compared to last year, Matt's tax bill should be approximately $858 lower. Everybody in the town of East Hartford is going to be different, but don't panic when you get your house tax bill. It will in all likelihood be higher. It's going to be fairly offset by your cars. If you own small cars or they don't have a lot of value, then yeah, you'll probably be paying a higher real estate tax bill. But in the end, when you do the math, I think everyone's going to be fine. And remember, there's valuable $300 tax credit from your state 1040 when you file that. And if you have any young children, there's $250 each for up to 3 children, or $750. So at the end of the day, tax bills go in the mail. Don't panic. And if you have any questions, reach out to the mayor's office. This is Wednesday. I'm Mayor Mike, 740 Main Street, East Hartford. We look forward to your new questions for Ask the Mayor. We'll see you next week.